Alright, so in a previous video I showed you how to just find the missing side using trigonometry. But also using trigonometry we can find everything in this triangle. So x, we can find the blank side, which we'll just call y. Okay, so we'll just label that y. And then we can also find the missing angle in here, z. And we'll just put z degrees there. Okay, so I can find everything I need in this triangle using trigonometry and then some other things that we've learned. Okay, so I kind of make up this acronym, and again, you could use it or lose it, doesn't matter to me, but it always helps me to kind of make acronyms to help me remember what I'm doing. Okay, so when I'm solving this triangle and using trigonometry, I have to pletips. Okay, pletips is an acronym for pickle lovers eat deli pickles. And of course we know deli pickles are salty. Okay, so pickle lovers eat deli pickles, salty. Okay, so here's what all that means. Again, it's kind of like PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sacagawea. Okay, but this acronym means this. Okay, so the P stands for pick. And by pick, I mean pick an angle that we're going to do our trigonometry from. Okay? So we pick an angle we're going to do our trigonometry from, and we always pick an acute angle, so I'm going to pick 33 degrees right here. Okay? Because I know what that is. Okay? So I'm going to pick that angle. Okay, the L in my acronym, or the lovers, okay, we label. Okay? So we label all the sides. So I find out which side is my opposite, which side is my adjacent, and which side is my hypotenuse. Okay, the one farthest away is the opposite. Okay, the one that's closest to it is the adjacent. And the hypotenuse, of course, is always the hypotenuse because the right angle points to it. So here's the hypotenuse. Okay, so that's what the L stands for in label. Okay, the E or eat stands for equation. So now I need to pick which trigonometric equation I need to use. Okay, and so again, looking at my information, I see that I need to use, it involves my opposite and my hypotenuse. Okay, so I need my opposite and my hypotenuse here. So I'm going to use sine, because isn't sine or so and SOHCAHTOA opposite over hypotenuse? So I'm going to do sine of 33 degrees equals opposite, which is x, over hypotenuse, which is 29. Okay. So that's my equation I need to make. Okay? The D is for decimal. So now that I have my trigonometric function, let's change sine of 33 degrees to a decimal. And you can use a calculator if you have it, or the fancy trig ratio chart I've given you. Again, if you need to find it on Google, that's fine. Okay, so sine of 33 degrees is 0.5446. I'm going to try to make that a little clearer. So 5446 equals x over 29. So that is my trig function. Okay, so I've changed to a decimal. Okay, and now the P in my acronym stands for proportion. And so now I make a proportion and try to solve. Okay, put the invisible one here. We multiply straight across. Okay, and so that's my proportion. So x times 1 is x. And then I have to do 0.5446 times 29. So 0.5446 times 29. And it gives me 15.79. And hopefully you guess what the S stands for. Since we already did it, we solved the equation. Okay, so x equals 15.79. If you wanted to, I would probably round it up to 15.8. Okay, so 15.8 is the opposite side. Okay, so 15.8. All right, now, but I want to find all the other sides. So let's find side y. Now, there's many different ways we could do this. We could use trigonometry to find it, or since we know two sides of the triangle, can't I use another theory we learned? I think the theory sounds something like a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Yes, the Pythagorean theorem. Because if I know two sides of this triangle, I know how to find the missing third side. Okay? So, first let's label the hypotenuse, which is C. Okay? And the legs are A and B. It doesn't matter which one, so I'll make this A and this one B. Okay? So I know that C is 29. A is 15.8. We just found it. And then B, we don't know yet. So that would be, so A squared is 15.8 squared. Plus B squared, we don't know what B is yet, equals 29 squared. Okay, so on my fancy calculator, I'm going to do 15.8 squared, which I get 249.64. That's a 9. Okay. Plus B squared, we don't know what that is yet. 29 squared, so 29 squared, 841. All right, then we need to subtract 249.64 from both sides. Make sure, of course, paying attention to the decimal place, very important. So B squared equals, so 841 minus 249.64 equals 591.36. Okay, and now in order to get B by itself, we have to take the square root of B so that we can just have B. Okay, and now I know what you're thinking. Well, I know we've taken square roots in the past, but whenever we take square roots, I like to reduce them rather than give a decimal. But because I already have decimals in my answer, I can't avoid it. So I actually have to take the square root of this. And it's going to give me 24.3. Okay, so I'm rounding it to one decimal place. So my missing side is 24.3. All right, and the last thing I need to find, okay, so I found all the sides of the triangle, and now I'm just missing one angle, okay, and it's this angle right here. So if I know I have 33, and I know I have 90 degrees, right, 33 and 90, so 33 plus 90 is 123, and 180, because all the angles in a triangle add up to 180, so I subtract the other two, and I get 57 degrees. So this is 57 degrees. Okay, so that's how you find all the parts of the triangle. It starts with trigonometry, which I use my fancy acronym here. Pledips, or pickle lovers eat deli pickles, salty. And then use Pythagorean theorem to find the other side. And then you just do simple calculations because all the angles in the triangle add together to be 180. All right, so that's how you solve an entire triangle, and a right triangle at that.